So hey guys, it's Miss Angelica right back at you, and I just wanted to make another video because I'm really bored, and as you can tell, I'm still wearing the same sweatshirt as 2 or 3 of my other past videos. I'm really bored today. I've got nothing to do, and as you can tell, I have my glasses on. My eyes are really bothering me. For some reason, they're really dry. So, let's just get right into it. This is going to be my second FAQ, and this time I'm doing the first time experiences. So, let's just hop right into it. Okay, so the first one I can answer on here is, who was the first person who you cared about more about their well-being than your own? That's a difficult one. I want to say my younger brother Andrew, just because of the fact that we used to be very close when we were younger, so I wanted to make sure that nothing would ever happen. I mean, if you have a sibling, you can probably relate to that. Okay, so, when was the first time you stayed up all night and watched the sunrise? I think I was about 5, and I stayed up with my mom. It was pretty fun, but I don't remember that much about it. Okay, what was the first thing you learned to cook? Okay, now, for some people that I know, a lot of people actually, the first thing they learned to cook was eggs. The first thing I learned to cook was actually grilled cheese, because if you know me, you know I love cheese. A lot of vegetarians that I know enjoy cheese, and, it's not a bad thing. What was the first concert you went to see? Okay, so the only concert I've ever been to in my entire life was a country concert. Don't remember what it was. All I know is that it was at the Susquehanna Bank, and I believe that was in Camden. I went with my mom and a couple of her friends, as she's been friends with for years, and it was just us. We got a bag of popcorn. It was pretty cool. What was your first bike like? Well, most of us have training wheels when we first start to learn how to ride a bike. My first bike, I want to say, was pink and purple, and it had white wheels. It was very nice, but I was always very scared to go on a bike, whether I had training wheels or not, because I was always afraid that I was going to fall. That just happens sometimes. When was the first time you moved houses? Okay, so when I was about 8, we were living in an apartment, but we got evicted for personal reasons to deal with my mom, but let's not get into that. But I came to where I'm living now, and I'm currently living with my grandmother, my brother, my younger brother, and my 2 younger cousins, as well as my grandmother and my mother. When was the first time you threw a punch? I was about 4 years old, and my older brother encouraged me to punch my younger brother. Now, let's just say my older brother used to be in gangs and stuff all the time, so go figure, and I hate to say it, but his attitude really hasn't changed since then. And I hate that that's the point, but at least he's not in gangs anymore. That's all I've got to say about it. I don't really like to talk about my older brother too much because we don't really have a relationship. Anyways, so the first time I threw a punch, I was about 4. What was the first professional sporting event you went to? Okay, so for this, a lot of people that I know, because I'm from New Jersey, we go to see the River Sharks, and I was in kindergarten, I believe. Yeah, we went to see the River Sharks, but the first ever actual football, baseball, whatever type of sporting event in that case was when I went to see the Washington Nationals, and that was just last year. When was your first regrettable hairstyle? This one I don't really know. I don't think I ever really regretted having a hairstyle. Whether it be like this sloppy mess here or anything else. I mean, I have naturally curly hair. If you can't tell, my hair is kind of dirty, and I just washed it yesterday, so go figure. But yeah, I don't think I ever really regretted having any type of hairstyle, but I do regret all the years of damage that I did to my hair, whether it was with or without a heat protectant, because whether you're dyeing, bleaching, straightening, or curling, or blow drying your hair, whatever you do to your hair that's gonna actually strip it, it's really bad for your hair. That's the one thing that I do regret, because I do remember having a lot of split ends, and I still have some today, but if I were to straighten my hair right now, you wouldn't really be able to tell, because I've left it pretty natural. Oh, by the way, if you can't tell, I lightened up my roots a bit from yesterday, because if you could tell in some of my past videos, I missed the spot right here, but I'm not really worried about that because I got black back there anyway. But if you could tell in some of my other videos, it was like brownish, and I really dislike that, because I don't really like blonde too much, but the blonde with the black looks good. But the brown, I have a thing about brown. I don't like it. I have naturally brown hair that's almost black, but I just don't like brown. Okay. What was your first business venture? Not sure specifically what this question means, but the first time I ever went to a business, I don't know. But I do remember I went to the Camden County Jail Center. I do remember that. And I do remember that I went to Philadelphia. I forget where it is. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I forget. But it was where the Mint was, where Betty Ross's house is, and everything. But that was pretty fun. And that was, I believe I was in 5th grade? How old were you when you first left home? Now, for some people, they can take this another way, but for me personally, I'm gonna take it as left home, as in ran away. Let's just say that I almost made it successfully a day without being in my house, because I may discuss it, I may not discuss it, but there are a lot of family problems here. I don't really like to talk about it, but it goes somewhat sort of into my mental disorders. So let's just say that was a couple years back, and I ran up Doritos. It was pretty fun. It was pretty hot out. I was wearing all black. Go figure. When was it the first time you cut class? When did I cut class? I never cut class. No, I mean, I played hooky. First time I played hooky, I was in 3rd grade. How old were you when you had your first kiss? Okay, now this, I was 10, and it was with a very horrible boy who was my first boyfriend. Our relationship lasted a couple of months. I shall do a video on my past relationships, because that seems to be a hot topic that people like to talk about, so why not? When was the first time you went fishing? I was about 8. I went with my grandfather, my older brother, and my younger brother, as well as one of my younger cousins, who's a boy. His name's Mike. How old were you when you got your first computer? I want to say either 11 or 12. I was 11 or 12. When was the first time you stood up for yourself? I want to say I had to stand up for myself a lot in 5th grade, but first time I ever actually had to stand up for myself personally, besides in my house, was in 4th grade, because I was made fun of a lot towards the end of 4th grade and beginning of 5th grade for no reason in particular. So thank you very much for watching this, you guys. I love you lots, and have a nice day, evening, weekend, morning, weekday, whenever. Love you guys lots, and stay tuned for my next video. I hope to be seeing you soon. Bye.